Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to make some steamed millet with curry mushroom and butter bean with a simple salad. So without further delay, let's get straight to this recipe. So here I have some white mushrooms that I'm going to use, and make sure that you wash these properly, okay? So what I'm going to do is to slice these in half and soak them in water and vinegar for a few minutes. So I went ahead and sliced the mushrooms, and as I mentioned before, I'm going to soak these into some vinegar and water for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can also choose to thoroughly rinse these off as well. While the mushrooms soak, I'm going to prepare the millet. So this is the brand I'm going to use, and let me tell you, this is one of my favorite grain. So here I have all the other ingredients. You will need coconut milk. I'm also going to add some water. You will need salt, thyme, and scallion. You want to start by adding the coconut milk, water, the thyme, scallion, and salt. Cover your pot and allow it to come to a boil. In that meantime, go ahead and wash the millet. Once your pot comes to a boil, you want to go ahead and add the millet. Now after you have added the millet, you want to give it a good stir. Cover your pot and allow the millet to steam for about 15 to 20 minutes on medium to low heat. While the millet steam, I'm going to start preparing the mushrooms. So go ahead and drain that liquid, give the mushrooms a rinse, and then lightly pat them dry. I'm going to blend up some seasoning to marinate the mushroom. So right here I have 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to add about a half of a white onion and about a quarter of a green bell pepper, and I'm also going to add a teaspoon of oil. Once you have blended up that seasoning, add it to the mushroom, followed by the curry powder and some all-purpose seasoning. So I'm adding about a tablespoon of this curry powder, and the full list and measurements of everything that I used will be listed in the description, so make sure you check that out. After you have added the seasonings, mix properly so the mushrooms are nicely coated. Afterwards, you're going to cover this and allow it to marinate for at least 10 minutes. After the mushrooms are marinated, go ahead and add some oil to your pot, followed by some chopped garlic. You want to allow the garlic to saute for about a minute, followed by the curry powder, and you're also going to allow the curry powder to cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. So as I mentioned, you're going to allow the curry powder to cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. After about a minute, go ahead and add the mushrooms. Now what you want to do, after you have added the mushrooms, give your pot a good stir and cover your pot. You want to allow the mushroom to spring some liquid before you add any other ingredients. Also, that same bowl that was used to season the mushroom, put it one side because we're going to add about a half a cup of water and pour it back into the pot. Mushrooms are made up of mostly water and they will spring a decent amount as they cook, so cover your pot and give this roughly 2 minutes. So as you can tell right here, the mushroom sprung a decent amount of liquid. So what I'm going to do now is to add half a cup of water to that same bowl the mushrooms were in and pour it into the pot. So now it's time to add all the other ingredients. Season your pot to your liking and cover it to simmer down for about 15 minutes on medium heat. I'm also going to add some butter beans, and that's the brand I'm using. So make sure to drain that liquid and rinse the beans before you add them to your pot. And as I mentioned, give your pot a good stir. Make sure that you season this to your liking. Cover your pot and allow it to simmer down over medium heat for about 15 minutes. While the mushrooms simmer down, I'm going to make a simple salad. So right here I have kale, cucumber, red onion, and tomato. I'm going to roughly chop the kale because I'm going to massage it afterwards. I prefer when my kale is either finely chopped or massaged, but you can chop this up in whichever way that you like. As I mentioned before, I prefer when my kale is finely chopped or massaged. So right here I'm massaging the kale, but this is completely optional. I want to take this time to big up Jamrat Vegan. She's the one who motivated me to start this YouTube channel. So love and respect to you, sis. I also want you all to head over to her channel. She has an amazing content, by the way. So go subscribe and show some love. So I'm going to make a simple salad dressing using this raw coconut vinegar and agave nectar. So I'm adding about 1.5 tablespoons of the vinegar and about a teaspoon of the agave nectar. So once you're done, just pour this entire mixture over your salad and give it a good stir. Usually when I make my salads, I keep it fairly simple, but feel free to add other things to your salad, okay? So everything is prepared, the millet is cooked. So now what I'm going to do is to fluff it up so you all could see what I'm working with. And as I mentioned before, millet is one of my favorite grains. If you've never had millet before, you should definitely give it a try. It's an amazing grain. So here I have the curry, mushroom and butter beans, and this looks amazing. And let me tell you, this was so delicious, honestly. So here's the final plating, and this meal was so delicious. I hope you all try and enjoy this recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bless upon yourself.